Governor DeSantis signed 2 bills this week aimed at carrying out President Trump's directive to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Take a look. House Bill 575 will change dozens of state laws to reflect the name change, while House Bill 549 will require state agencies to update geographical materials. It will also require that school instructional materials adopted or purchased as of July 1st include the Gulf of America name. The Republican-controlled Senate passed the bills last week after approval by the House. The Gulf of America, the Gulf of Mexico, Alan, is this about more than a name?
Well, it is ridiculous. And what's interesting is that just a few moments ago, the governor said or pointed out all the things that the legislature is not taking up. My opinion is the governor and the legislature have one job at this point in time, and that is affordability in Florida, lowering property insurance. Those are the things that should be focused on. Those are the things that should be dominating the debate. But we're talking about the Gulf of America.
I see Mark smiling next to you. Mark?
Well, and there's something to be said for what Alan's saying. However, I mean, the whole idea of the Gulf of America is part of the agenda of President Trump that was elected saying he was going to change it, so it wasn't a big surprise. And obviously there's going to be textbooks and maps and things like that, but we change things all the time. If you all were, now we weren't around then, but Hillsborough and Pinellas were one county at one point, so things do change geographically.
Tara, how do you think that this will impact in terms of long-term college students, young professionals?
Well, first off, it's going to become really important when there's a hurricane and no one knows how to prepare because they won't know where the Gulf of America is. And certainly taxpayers are wondering, why are we spending money in that way instead of shoring up our education? But the truth is there's academic implications. We already have a number of years where we're challenging history curriculum. We're challenging our understanding of the Equal Protection Clause, especially how we apply it to LGBTQ+. Now we're actually going into this avenue of whether or not geography. And the real answer is, can we export our students and be competitive? Will they be able to be competitive with this kind of changes to our curriculum, adding this to be one more on the list? And what will that mean in terms of Florida's educational standings and whether we can attract businesses?
Mitch, in the newsroom, when you all are talking about different stories, is this Gulf of America a story that readers care about?
No, I don't think so. But, you know, to Mark's point about the President Trump back in January did this executive order, and it is in fact, you know, all Florida is doing, whether you feel it's right or not, is just complying with federal law in the respect that I was on the NOAA website yesterday because this Sunday is the 15th anniversary of the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. So I was trying to get some information, and I just noticed on there it talks about the Gulf of America. This is on the NOAA, our federal government website. So just complying with that. I will tell you this, that polls have consistently shown, because I had done a few articles about this, that the public really isn't into this. Even a Fox News poll from March, over nearly 1,000 people who were surveyed, 67% of people said they weren't for it. And other polls have indicated the same thing. So to the extent that people care about it, they're not really happy about it. I think the bottom line is people just call it the Gulf.